In the early 1990s, Deborah Blando became one of Brazil's most promising pop exports. Born in Italy and raised in Brazil, her international background and bilingual fluency gave her a unique edge. Her debut English-language album, A Different Story, launched her into the spotlight, particularly with the hit single Boy, Why Do You Want to Make Me Blue?, which topped charts in Brazil and gained traction in Europe and Asia. Her rise was fast, global, and backed by major industry names, including Virgin Records and producers who had worked with international stars. By the mid-1990s, Blando was a fixture on MTV Brazil and a frequent guest on talk shows and music festivals. Her fusion of pop, electronic, and world music resonated across a wide demographic. She was featured on soundtracks for soap operas, commercials, and international compilations. At one point, her name was considered in the same conversations as contemporaries like Shakira and Alanis Morissette. Her second album, Unicamente, released in Portuguese, showed a more introspective and acoustic side. Though not as commercially dominant as her debut, it solidified her reputation as a versatile and serious artist. However, behind the commercial success and media presence, a different narrative was unfolding. Reports of sudden tour cancellations, erratic behavior, and long periods of absence from public life began to surface. In interviews years later, Blando confirmed what many had suspected. She had been battling severe mental health issues, including bipolar disorder. Her condition had gone undiagnosed for years, contributing to emotional instability and professional inconsistencies. The pressures of international fame, combined with an internal struggle she could not explain at the time, pushed her to step away from the spotlight. She later revealed episodes of depression, anxiety, and the damaging effects of industry expectations on her personal life. Throughout the 2000s, her presence in mainstream media diminished. She occasionally returned with smaller independent projects and spiritual or introspective works. Her musical output slowed significantly. At one point, she distanced herself from the industry entirely, pursuing religious and psychological recovery paths. She later aligned herself with spiritual communities, even releasing music with overtly religious themes. Blando also entered legal disputes related to her contracts and royalties. These issues further delayed her ability to return to music under favorable terms. The lack of support structures for artists dealing with mental health, especially in Latin America at the time, left her isolated. She spoke about being misunderstood, misdiagnosed, and mistreated both by the industry and society. In the digital era, a new generation rediscovered her work through streaming platforms. Her early songs, especially Innocence, Cat, and Shaking, You Should Be Dancing, found fresh audiences. Despite years of absence, her voice and artistic vision retained their power. Still, Blando did not attempt a full comeback. Her appearances remained rare, her interviews selective, and her performances mostly private. Her story illustrates the fragile intersection between success and vulnerability in the music world. Deborah Blando was not just a chart-topping pop star. She was a complex artist navigating fame, cultural identity, and untreated psychological challenges. While her rise was meteoric, her retreat was gradual, marked not by scandal or failure, but by a deeper internal battle that the industry was ill-equipped to address. Today, Blando is occasionally cited in retrospectives on Brazilian pop history. Her influence remains undeniable, particularly among artists who blend English and Portuguese in their music. But her full potential, and the career she could have sustained under better circumstances, remains a subject of speculation. Deborah Blando topped the charts, but her real battle was never with the industry. It was with the demons fame could not silence, and that the public only began to understand much later.